Dr. Cordate here with a Thanksgiving tale. My brother's wife had severe multiple sclerosis, and which left her quadriplegic for many years and also made it difficult for them to travel. Thus, many holiday family gatherings took place at their house in Illinois. One Thanksgiving, we were visiting them along with our daughter and two of my brother's children and their families. So there was 10 adults and 8 children altogether. The 25-pound turkey went into the oven about 6 in the morning, and it was just a tiny bit too big to fit in the bottom of the roasting pan. However, the top of the roasting pan had a little bit bigger diameter because it fit over the bottom of the roasting pan. And it was just barely big enough to accommodate the size of the turkey. It had 2 holes in it to vent steam from the roasting process, and my brother sealed those holes with duct tape, and into the oven it went. After a couple of hours at 350 degrees, the duct tape failed, and turkey grease from the roasting process began to collect in the bottom of the gas oven and began to smoke. Eventually, fearing that hot grease might actually catch on fire, we took the turkey out of the oven and tried to clean up the mess. At first, I used a plastic tube, but the grease was so hot that during the siphoning process, the plastic tube melted. So my brother just used a big bath towel to sop up the hot grease. He put that grease-soaked towel in the laundry basket along with some other dirty clothes and took it downstairs to the utility room in the basement. Since the turkey had now cooked down to a size that would fit in the roaster the regular way, we transferred and put it back in the oven. An hour or so later, an odor began to permeate the house, and we initially attributed that to the hot grease still continuing to smoke a little that was left in the bottom of the oven, and that smoke being distributed around the house by the HVAC system. However, the odor kept getting worse and worse, and so all the adults and a couple of the older children started searching for another source for the foul odor. And we searched everything, looked at everything, checked everything we could think of, but the odor kept getting worse and worse, leading to watering eyes and irritated noses. In fact, the last time I went into the utility room for the 6th or 7th time, I really couldn't go in because of the immediate reaction of my eyes and nose. Several of us went outside to check around the neighborhood to see if somebody was burning something that might be causing a foul odor that was getting sucked into the house through the windows. Couldn't find anything. So my brother's oldest daughter finally convinced him to call the utility company to come check for a gas leak. And at about the same time, my daughter convinced me to call 911. The 911 dispatcher alerted the local volunteer fire department, and a couple of trucks showed up at our house in about 10 minutes. The firefighters quickly identified the source of the problem, which was the laundry basket where the hot grease-soaked towel had been smoldering most of the morning and melting, partially vaporizing a pair of polyester pants that were on top of it. When they took the laundry basket out into the yard, the fresh air immediately caused all that fabric to burst into flames, and so we had a small but real fire. The kids, of course, thought it was pretty cool to have the fire trucks there on Thanksgiving. And we put the remaining fabric in the cement driveway. Everybody had a good laugh, including, fortunately, the firefighters. After they heard the whole story, they weren't too put out about it being the Friday after Thanksgiving, and they left. So certainly our most memorable Thanksgiving. The rest of the meal turned out to be wonderful, but about 2 hours later, despite the 25-degree temperature, the remaining grease-soaked towel, polyester pants, and other things reignited in the driveway and burned safely there. And just as a precautionary warning, this is why you do not put grease-soaked rags in the trash, particularly if that grease starts out at 350 degrees.